Alright, this is a review assignment for the University of Central Oklahoma's Writing Sci-Fi and Fantasy course taught by Professor James Darrow. My name is Kamen Peavler and I'll be reviewing Infamous Second Son. The video game Infamous Second Son, created by Sucker Punch for the PlayStation 4 console, is a thrilling superpowered romp through a fictionalized Seattle. Nate Fox directed and Brian Fleming produced. The main cast consists of protagonist Delson Rowe, voiced by Troy Baker, Reggie Rowe, voiced by Travis Willingham, antagonist Brooke Augustine, voiced by Christine Dunford, the smoke conduit Henry Daughtry, voiced by David Stanborough, the neon conduit Abigail Fetch Walker, voiced by Laura Bailey, and the video conduit Eugene Sims, voiced by Alex Walsh. In the world of the infamous series of games, superpowered humans exist alongside regular humans, and much like in Marvel's X-Men, these supers are hunted, feared, and jailed in the world of Infamous. These supers are called conduits because they channel one specific element for use as a superpower, such as ice or electricity. Delson Rowe, the protagonist of Second Son, is unique in that he's not limited to one element like other conduits. Delson's primary power is that of power absorption. When he touches another conduit, Delson copies their abilities for his own use. The story of Second Son begins when the Department of Unified Protection, a paramilitary task force assigned to track down and capture conduits in America, invades the fictional Okomish Reservation on the Washington state coastline in pursuit of 3 escaped conduits. The leader of the DUP, Brooke Augustine, severely injures almost every Okomish citizen in her quest to recapture the escaped conduits. Now that Delson knows he's a power sponge, to use his words, Delson and his non-powered older brother Reggie follow the DUP to Seattle so Delson can copy Augustine's concrete powers and undo the damage done to his people. Infamous Second Son is a game that any superhero fan should play. The story itself features some pretty standard character arcs that we'd be familiar with. Delson's brother Reggie, who starts out very anti-conduit and appears to be in denial about Delson's identity as one, eventually comes around to understand Delson and the plight of downtrodden conduits everywhere. Delson begins as a small-town delinquent thrilled to have superpowers all of a sudden, but evolves into a real man of the people by the end as he considers what must be done for the greater good. I often found myself in awe of the vivacity the voice actors were able to infuse into their characters. Troy Baker, the voice of Delson, perfectly captures the mindset of a small-town punk with superpowers. Baker's Delson is sarcastic, witty, and often gung-ho. Reggie, voiced by Willingham, is clearly the authoritative but caring older brother. The result is that Reggie and Delson's big bro, little bro banter feels completely genuine. I totally believe their relationship in a way I haven't experienced in very many games. This high bar is met by the rest of the cast as well. For example, Fetch seems like a real ex-junkie with a bone to pick. Her anger and couldn't-care-less attitude feel authentic. On a bit of a sour note, this same level of excellence doesn't always translate to the story itself, as the game's narrative is a rather straightforward one without many unforeseeable plot twists. The upside is that when the inevitable twist comes, the raw emotion on display by the voice actors is way more than enough to make up for it, enough so to give me goosebumps just thinking about it. Another downfall of this game is its brevity. The entire campaign can be completed in around 10 hours at a leisurely pace. For a single-player-only game, this is very short. But, all in all, Infamous Second Son is a delightful and extremely addicting superhero game. The visual effects on display here are some of the best in recent memory. Pretty much all of the voice acting well exceeds expectations, and the story, though straightforward, is just as enjoyable as any superhero film out there today. Well, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this review, and if you are interested, take a look at Second Son.